another edition of MixMaster Golf.
On the tee now with Garcia and Reed.
Now, what would it be like if you could follow your favorite golfer over the course of 18 holes?
Sergio with driver.
What could you learn? What could you observe? What are some untold stories
Ready to
that
get his
he
Sunday
could observe
underway?
that simply wouldn't be told anywhere else?
This is game number 37. On the tee from Spain, Sergio Garcia.
Well, that's simply the experience that I'd like to recreate here at MixMaster Golf. Today, we have Sergio Garcia's fourth round
Sergio as he tees
the
off.
Open
A
Championship
free look.
in Troon
Yes.
Golf Course, Scotland.
You can see the claret jug, that's for sure. Sergio still has to have belief that if he could
That amazing
do something
claret
miraculous
jug right
here on
there.
the front
Right
nine
off
and
the
the
first tee.
leader stumble, that maybe that chance for a first major
That
is still
doesn't
in play
motivate
today.
you or give you the heebie-jeebies. I don't know what
Will
else.
light the driver. Actually has a little bit of a descending strike with the driver.
Now,
Unlike most
we all know Sergio as the passionate golfer. He's the guy that will give his heart out and give his all on the
Well
golf
down there,
course.
we'll have a
Extremely talented, however, his
wedge
golf
in.
may suffer
Fairway.
from that extreme passion that he has. He's been known to be a little bit of a hothead,
Keegan, as he
Does
falls
completely
up
toss a
from
couple of
hole
miles
to tie for
away.
16th place.
simply because, well, in the replays you can find him just yelling and shouting at the ball, angrily.
Can happen that quick.
Now, this round is actually quite interesting because if you've actually paid attention to the scorecard, oh, hey, we've got some fans of Spaniard. Now, how long is a flight from Scotland to Spain? That's a pretty long flight. That's a pretty dedicated fan there. But continuing on the conversation before, this round is very interesting because Sergio pulls off a very, very good first round with 33 on the first half, rounding it out with 3 birdies, and he also encounters some trouble with 2 bogeys in the back half. Now, if we can pull up that scorecard, I think his behavior to watch after that second bogey is going to be very, very interesting. Yeah, we're going to see how does Sergio contain and actually sort of
brave tee shot.
carry himself after that second bogey, and how does he basically recover himself? Look at his posture. Look at the way that he plays. Does he smile? Does he frown? Does he hold his head up straight as he walks down the fairway? These are all little things that you simply don't see if you don't follow your favorite player. Sergio's approach.
He would
on the
expect
first.
this to be inside 12 feet, I reckon. And that's a good shot, but I think he would have liked that half that distance.
A lot of spin on those tailor-made wedges.
Well, opening hole. Pop it in for birdie and carry on.
Often from that length, you'll make a freer putt. Because, you know, it'd be nice to get it in, but you won't be upset if you don't. If you get it up there about a couple of paces from the hole, you feel you must get it in and can create a little tension. So just a nice free putt and get off to a good start.
Now, as of the voiceover recording, this is the day after the Open Championship.
Sergio away first.
If you guys have been lucky enough to actually watch the
A
Open
much more
Championship this
athletic
2016, it was actually very amazing to see
Then Patrick Reed, and he's always
Heinrich
had that
Stenson
characteristic,
down the stretch,
gets to the
pull
top,
off some amazing
drops it down
golf.
a little bit more inside, gets it quite late.
He uses that amazing golf to win a bootload of
He's in a
money,
serious
and not
thump.
only that, but right afterwards he goes over to Sergio Garcia's charity event, and well, he pretty much has a good time there and raises a lot of money for Sergio Garcia's charity.
At your peak.
A lot of good
Right,
activity
Sergio,
between
can
these
he
two
get away
very,
with
very
a
good
birdie now?
golfers.
Don't look for too much.
Sergio Garcia for a birdie on the first hole. Started off right, Sergio.
Nice line of arms and club. If you hit it, no, he hasn't. But I prefer to see a little bit of support.
So you can
The
see
elbows, close to your body. And
the
support.
outside sphere of Sergio Garcia's life
Anyway,
becoming
disappointing,
more
but
full,
as you
becoming
tipped,
more
right,
rounded
to leave
out.
it short there in the first green.
He's developing deeper relationships. Well, actually, I'm not sure if he's developing deeper relationships, but he's certainly developing more fulfilling relationships.
Yeah,
Currently, Sergio
2 under par.
Garcia
both
is
of these
dating
players will be thinking, you know, if
Golf
I
Channel
could somehow
announcer,
find a
or
way.
Golf Channel
I
caster,
know it's a big ask, but to shoot
Angela Anika,
6 under par this afternoon, 5, 6 under par.
who's actually a pretty good golfer herself.
That's up to the two
If you go
leaders to see what they can
golfchannel.com,
achieve.
I think, or if you just search on Google, Sergio
Have to do
Garcia's
that at least. Of
girlfriend
course, the
golf
leaders
swing.
have got to come back to them with it.
You can actually see
Second
yourself.
hole par.
It's actually quite nice.
391 yards. You can see the bunker 252
Second
from the
hole,
left
391.
and 274 yards to get past the 2 on the right. Beautifully bunkered at the green, 4 bunkers, front left and front right. And the other fairway bunkers, you can see they're not really in play today as the players. When they're downwind, they could worry them. Beautiful little hole and not a big green. Tiny target.
Love those Scottish accents.
Yeah, you better have some accuracy
You
around
can just
this
see
golf
their
course.
grey
And a lot
little
of the
tufts
greens
of hair
raised up,
wisping
drop
away
off
in
on
the
both
wind.
sides.
Cute little old Scottish.
So accuracy and essential around this golf course. And that's the way it should be too, Hatch, I think.
I'm currently drinking a beer at this moment called
Accuracy
Irish
should be an
Death
integral
in
part
honor
not just
of this
you know, how
Troon
many
Golf
muscles you've
Course.
got.
You know, Irish golf course, Irish beer, Irish Death, smooth,
It's
dark
all
ale.
A help, you know, but the light
Garcia
and eyes
going with a
wonderful
3-wood off
timing.
the
The
tee on the
guys
second
are just
hole.
strong enough to move that club. And you think of what a wonderful old professional like Braden, Varden, and Ted
So
Ryan
as we
and
see
did how
Sergio
strong they must
Garcia's
have been to go with the club
extra
face and balls.
outside of golf life
Astonishing.
rounding out, becoming more full.
Well, Tom
We're
Morrison
going to
is
see Sergio's
injury.
inside of golf life
Some of the
becoming
scores I made
more
were
durable,
amazing as we watched Sergio. 3-wood.
as evidenced by today's performance.
Yep. The man with the signboard behind the tee, signalling straight, and there she is, a divot missed.
Yeah, these guys, well, the back nine will be a little easier for them.
Now, for you golfers back at home, whenever you guys encounter 2 bogeys in a row or a bogey par bogey, how do you guys hold
Danny
yourselves?
Donaldson and
I mean, I know
Australia.
myself. I'll just pretty much just lose myself in.
Adam Scott.
I'll pretty much just lose myself to my guttural alligator brain and nearly throw my entire round away.
But at Robertson, you can actually
Really cool 3D animations.
Oh, wow. No, I've never played down there. Our course is like Humewood down in Port Elizabeth. It's a
Pardon the
linksy
occasional
type
hip-hop music.
design, but you know, you've got Kikuyu fairways, and you know, you don't get that run
to
deal
listen
where
to
you
hip-hop
can
during
chase
the
it into
commercial
par
breaks.
4s and par 5s.
Never a
and
factor
bump
this
and
week.
run it.
I can imagine Humewood with these sort of condition, the firmness. I mean, it's a marvelous, marvelous course. And that
You know, that's the problem when you leave it that far back off the tee, though. He was going in with a long iron there.
Yeah. Like a Sergio, show us a little stuff. Restricted follow through, a little punchy type of shot. Okay, a little long, but okay.
Glenn on the bag there. Alias Hopper is his nickname on tour.
We used to use the two South African, Glenn and Gary. Wasn't it Gary or the other one, the shorter, stockier one they used to work together? I think it was Gary. But Glenn has sort of been full-time with him now for a long time.
Eye drops.
Right, long putt now. Sergio's birdie 3 at the second. I'll try and come good from his left.
You know, Sergio's round is off to a good start if he's had 2 birdie opportunities in 2 holes. regulation 2 times in a row is consistent, to say the least.
It's okay, but not great. I was quite surprised, Hutch. I asked Sergio on the putting green on Wednesday, I said, "Sir, how long is it now since you've been using the claw grip?" What would you say? Have a guess.
5 years. I would say 5 years.
Probably about 3 years.
You know what? I thought probably
wrong.
2 or 3 years. He says he's been using the claw grip for over 5 years now.
Boom!
I can't get my head around that.
It's amazing how
Old Scottish guys don't know
time
anything.
waits for no man. Okay, pop this one in, Sergio.
Have you guys at home tried one of those Super Stroke fat grips? I like them. They supposedly keep the hands still. Kind of pricey though.
Par start.
I recently re-gripped my putter and I chose to go with a somewhat thicker grip, not quite the Sergio fatty fat
was
one,
great,
but
yeah, you're right.
Known as
I
helpful.
think it's like
He was our
1.25 inch,
head of caddies, the
1.5 inch
flipper.
diameter. Oh, the third hole.
I don't have any preconceived notions either.
And that costs about $8. The fatty
When
fatty
you
one
first
costs
met me,
like
you thought I was quite nice,
$13 to
and then look
$15.
what I
A little pricey.
Yes.
Par 4,
Third
378.
hole, another short.
I've got $1 that
Jason
Sergio was
Day
able to
drove it
birdie this. Just kidding.
Just short of the screen
me
this
check that
morning with a
scorecard.
very soft bounce too. But as I say, the wind was off the right and helping. It has switched to the southwest.
Now, if you're Sergio Garcia, what are you thinking at this point? 2 green in regulations. A little bit of a shaky
Into off
putter,
the
but hey,
right.
you're cold. But the stroke is feeling
ditch
good.
down there.
You're hitting the fairway.
280 to reach.
A nice low drive here
285 to carry.
with a fairway wood.
One of only 2 hazards
reach
on
you
this golf
just
course,
right.
water hazards. Runs across the third in front of us here and then through to the 16th fairway.
That's not very big, but it can cause havoc. There are 3 wood there, it looks like, for Sergio. Almost took a divot with that one.
Firm descending blow with that 3 wood.
Marshall's indicating straight. It is. He'll be relishing the challenge, Sergio. He loves these conditions. He loves having to maneuver the ball because
Now there's the ball. I'm sure that's over.
So Sergio Garcia, as you can see, just pulling on that Adidas
Or should I
Cool
call it the wee
jacket.
button?
I guess it's a little bit chilly out there. He will be representing the country of Spain in the 2016 Olympics in Rio. Sergio Garcia is proud to do it. Willing to put his body on the line because Zika virus fears no man.
you know, parallel to a sprinkler, but is it parallel? Should it be on the arc? You've got to sort of take an arc as if it was a
Sergio sitting in
giant-sized
perfect
compass.
position, approaching.
Yeah, but they've had those problems.
His third green. Sergio asking for it to sit. Oh, he may have overpowered it.
Yeah, good club out.
The adrenaline is going
Much
strong. and
less the modern ball is affected.
Nothing but birdies in his eyes. You
Why
can see
wind?
it.
Wind
Now
into your
he's going to
face and
scramble a
crosswinds.
little bit here.
You sort of get the feel sometimes the ball almost self-straightens. It's incredible.
So you can see a little bit of his passions coming out right off of the
Talking of
bat.
people who can chip.
He tastes 2 birdies right off of the
This
bat
man's
on holes 1 and
definitely
2.
not amongst the worst.
And he tastes the
Handy
birdie on
around
the
the
3rd
greens.
one. However, he shoots it
And
long.
he prefers the sort of old-style method of chipping. He sort of takes the club away and almost lags the club head behind to ensure that the hands remain leading the club head.
Oh, that's an interesting comment. Let's check it out.
The ball
Let's see
down
this
into the
lag.
turf. We'll get a good view of it. There you go, and give it a little hit with the right hand. Just got to love it.
Oh, that was spectacular. When you said talking about men who could chip, I thought that's the way you were going to introduce me.
Would I be
And
that
that's
harsh?
what separates
I'd like to say welcome to Dale Hayes,
Sergio Garcia from the Talentless.
chipping guru.
Nice to be working with you, Mr. Johnston.
Wasn't this gorgeous, Hazy? I mean, you know, he'd picked a spot on that little upslope, and if you'd put a 10p coin down there, he would have landed right on it.
You know, that's something that I've been thinking about recently, is he plays it off his back foot. He plays it almost opposite his right toe, but also very close to his right toe. He stands very close to the ball, almost the same.
That's true. Pardon the freeze here.
Sort of distance as a putt.
Yeah.
He certainly is.
Finish up the third hole here.
I think if Sergio
Sergio
had a
had
little
to
bit
work
more
for
of
his
that sort of
palm.
attitude, Sergio would be a major champion today. He would have won a number of majors.
The type of scramble
Agreed.
shot like that,
And you always feel with Sergio, if he can hold
that's a
a putt
birdie,
or two early
birdie
on in
quality
the round,
shot.
it's happy days, here we go, I can do this. But, you know, miss one or two from 3 or 4 feet, and you always get the feeling, well, adios, Sergio. That's you done for the day. We won't be seeing much more of you.
Well, how many great champions would you have heard stand up in front of the press?
But he's probably a
Our
little bit
first
too
par
honest for his
five
own
of the
good.
day, the fourth
First
hole,
par 5 on the golf
560.
course is the fourth hole, 560 yards. It's a dog leg to the right. And there you can see beautifully bunker
Sergio not
green.
known as
There's two
the
bunkers
longest
on the
hitter,
right-hand side,
however.
the one bunker on the front left. Pin was on the
Get
back
it out
left today.
up to 290s. I assume he will take this in 3.
It's definitely a hole that's reachable.
It's an unfortunate thing, really. It's our fault, the modern media, because we put such pressures and demands on the players. We want them to.
Another momentary pause. Now,
Give us everything and be honest and upfront, and then when they get knocked down.
meow. Meow.
We're just both sitting here staring at him. I think he's
that's a
right.
Very good point. No, you're 100% right. 4.62. This hole is playing the easiest of all the holes on the golf course.
Hold the front page.
Shadows.
Yeah, earlier than predicted, but there is some blue sky and some sunshine.
Driver for Sergio. Father is a professional golfer. Played a little bit on the senior tour.
Yeah, no,
but,
I think he still does. He's hysterical, actually. He follows Sergio around on a regular basis and always has a pitching wedge in his hand. Always.
That's why Sergio chips so well.
Probably.
Another fantastic drive.
He's one of those guys that the strike just has a different sound. Comes right
Man, he
out
pelts
the
the
sweet
ball
spot
so well.
time and time again. Each. Just a little worried there about how it vanished and we never saw it reappear.
So, as Sergio walks to his ball here on the 4th hole, how did you guys spend your Open Championship? Were you guys able to watch it on television? Now, unfortunately, due to my circumstances, I was only able to squeeze in the live feed here, but I found a fantastic way to share it with you guys and share the MixMaster golf experience with you guys as we see a Scottish wave runner. Run with the waves, young man. Run with them. It must be cold.
Cold and wet, or
Freezing.
warm and wet.
But hey, you get to be on TV. Now, I myself,
Going
I
to
spent
one of
my
those
Open Championship
in China,
studiously recording, and
doing
editing,
an
and
opening
editing,
for the Golf Channel
and,
many
also
moons ago,
creating
and they said,
a nice
you
little
can't
graphic
wear
number for
your
you guys.
glasses.
I
Better
do it
to
all
put
for
a
you guys. I do it
little
all
pot
for the
in
love of
like
the
this
game.
that
I
you
just
have
want to share
jump
this
into,
fantastic fun and this
climb out
fantastic
of,
story that you can see here.
and then you'd be worried about
As
it.
Sergio navigates his way
South Africa, they changed
through
all
the
their
Royal
bunkers
Troon
to
Golf
pot
Course.
bunkers. And when they were doing all the work, the professional at the golf club went around with the designer, and he said, I think we've got a problem here. I don't think our members can get out of these bunkers. So the designer said, well, then it's a good opportunity for you to give some lessons. Teach them, coach them how to get out.
With the
He
long
said, no, I don't
iron
mean
in
they
hand.
can't get their balls out. I mean, they
Looks like
can't
he's
get
going
out.
to go for it.
Well, and some of the particularly some of the more quirky links courses around the coast of UK, quite a lot of bunkers. They have those sleeper faces, vertical sleeper faces, but steps to get out of.
Ah, Sergio. Second shot onto this par 5.
I don't
He
quite
can
know if
reach.
I agree with his aggressive play.
But can he actually put it on the green?
Very soft landing. A bit unlucky there, really.
Perhaps a club too little. Getting back to that story about not being able to get out the bunkers. It's quite interesting then, because they contacted the RNA and they asked them whether they could bring in a local rule to allow their members to drop the ball out of the bunker. And the test of
Posterity
time.
and stand the test of time, which this has. It's been lengthened by 100 yards over the last 30 years. It's barely nothing, and it's still a wonder.
But so many of these old links courses up here just evolved. They weren't really created, were they? They evolved over a long period of time.
And they really did fine-tune it.
That would be very interesting.
Now,
Yeah,
from
the
this
other
angle,
thing
you can
is that
actually
over
see
years,
how
those golf
close
courses will
Sergio
change
Garcia
too.
was to
They put
dropping
in
into that
bunkers
bunker.
and add new bunkers.
A mere 12 feet.
Tees around.
And his situation could be gravely different. However, his shot was
The
well
few
placed,
authentic
and
ones that
I
there
think
still
you
are
could say
left
well
are
chosen.
definitely worth a visit.
The iron left him short of going long, and now he has an ability to putt for it uphill. Approximately 75 feet.
Go pretty much right to left at the end. I think probably mainly a little bit of left right there, maybe then right to left.
Wow, another very, very good approach from Sergio.
Terrific touch from very long range. It was a good 75 feet, that putt.
Now that leaves Sergio only with about 3 feet left for a birdie here on the 4th hole.
From there, it always looks like it can't be anywhere else.
Is
but
this the beginning
adjacent?
of the rush, the comeback?
Everybody is on the court.
A
Patience
very,
to be
very
able to
well
do that.
calibrated Sergio
They
at the
want to
moment.
just keep going, go for broke, go for broke, go for broke.
Now at this time it's actually kind of interesting to see what Sergio does while he's waiting for his playing partner.
Down in
A couple practice strokes right
Harare
there.
in Zimbabwe.
You can see his claw grip.
Go for broke. Don't
Light
ever play safe.
conversation with his caddy.
Hit it behind the tree.
Now Patrick Reed, not exactly known as a
T-shirt
fast
behind
player.
the tree, and I thought I could
As you
get
can
over
see,
this
he's
tree.
got a little bit of a lengthy putt, so he's going to take his time reading it. And
If I'd been any
Sergio,
more unlucky, I could still be there now. 40
nervously,
years later.
anxiously,
Straight into the back of
waiting
the
for
tree.
his
I made
birdie.
8 on the hole and lost the tournament by
Oh,
1 shot.
Sergio's hungry. You can see it
To
right
Alan
there.
Henning.
All he wants to do is just put that 3-foot putt in for birdie. That's all he wants to do. As we slightly wait for this momentary lapse
Go
of
for
light
broke
here.
on.
Very much in the wrong direction on Sunday
Now he's
afternoon.
finally got his opportunity. His playing partner has putted out.
This is his playing
He's
partner.
finally got his first birdie. Oh, it feels so good.
It's his first birdie of the day. Moves to 3 under.
You were close before, but now
What's-
you've clinched it.
For Garcia,
birdie on the
who's
par
come
5
so
fourth
close, so often, would just love to win a major. What's his approach going out now, do you think? Does he just play it shot at a time, hole by hole, or is he thinking a bit more aggressively? I've got to try and go out and make birdies and hope that the leaders come back to me.
Yeah, I think he's got to be aggressive. In Sergio's mind, he's 3 under par. Okay. And Mickelson's 12 now. But, 9 shots. We've seen 10 shot swings over 18 holes. If he can find himself 5 or 6 birdies, which we
Interesting
know
comments from our
Sergio is
announcers.
capable of, there's no guarantee that
They
Mickelson
pose the
can
question,
see
what would you do if you were in
going
Sergio's
forward.
mind? However, if you were really in Sergio's mind, the answer would simply
But
be,
he's got to get
how
to-
am I hitting it? right?
minimum.
If you were Sergio, if you were any golfer out there, the question you ask yourself is, how am I hitting it today? And Sergio is hitting it fantastic. And to be quite honest, if you're hitting it pure and if you're hitting it consistently, go for the greens, go for the glory, start shooting lights out, get aggressive. And Sergio's hitting very, very well today, and it's a very, very good chance for him to get aggressive.
Well, this morning it was actually off the right and helping. I mean, there was literally no way of getting it close. I think Ricky Fowler was the first one we saw get it anywhere near that flag, and that was after the wind had switched into off the right. If you're brave enough to hit a hard cut, you can take it on over that bunker, but it is dangerous.
Lovely 3D graphics we have.
I think your
Hopefully
question
that
will
will
be
be
answered here,
shot tracer as
Hazy.
well.
We'll see what he takes on here.
No shot tracer.
Does he have a go? Because that'll tell us exactly what he's thinking.
Facing a headwind.
Well, he did have a go, that's for sure. He was going for the flag. Let's hope that ball hasn't
Sergio.
gone into the middle of that bunker.
I'm actually so proud of you that you did
A
go
little
for
bit of a downslope.
it. Shows a lot of character. It shows a lot of bravery.
So come pretty steeply into the back.
That's
There's
that
not
same
much room.
Sergio.
Yeah, and he's coming up and
Stared
landing on
down Tiger Woods
the shoulder of that
way
rig.
back in the day.
Sorry, I missed that. Which university did you
Augusta
go to?
State.
That's
Augusta
why.
State.
That's you can understand a little bit why he went for that shot. You'll always be one of my favorites, Sergio. Just for that fact that you
He's going
have
to
that
take
passion.
a stroke of
Just for that
Spanish
fact
genius.
that you will go for that shot.
Tony Johnston is one of the most gifted bunker players in Europe, if not the world.
Soft sand here. The
It's
simple
taken all
challenge
these
is
years to
getting enough
notice.
elevation.
No, I've always known. I've just
Get
been
it
very
off the
reluctant to
green
tell you.
surface softly.
How does he do this?
Well, you know what? He's stuck for options here because it's close to the back lip, so he's going to have to come down very steeply.
Oh,
Pick
wow,
the club
that
up
lip is a
sharply,
lot
come down
steeper than it
steeply, which
looks.
means he's going to lose a bit of height. And that's why he's got that club face. I mean, look at the club face. The club face is parallel to the ground. But you better make sure you get some serious club head
Give
speed.
it all. Wow!
Oh, man.
Incredible play.
Sergio, the little beauty. In the gallery are thinking, wow, what a good shot. They've got no idea how tough that was up against the back lip. Fantastic shot.
Tony, how much of an influence do you think Seve has had on these guys? And the reason I asked that question is that I watched. Let's just see this.
Timing. Look at
Cool.
that
Look at that
beautiful
release.
stacking and releasing.
Oh,
Every
Thing of
element
beauty.
was.
A few weeks ago, I watched
Just
Kiradek
fired in just
Abdibana,
the
who's got a
perfect order.
tremendous short game, but he's just having a little bit of a
Very, very good.
confidence crisis, getting a lesson from Jimenez, and at the end of it, Jimenez said, that's the way Seve always taught us. So even somebody of Jimenez's quality learnt it from Seve.
no, absolutely. And, you know, that knowledge is going to get passed down.
These are the important ones for Sergio.
A gutsy par
These are
save
the ones
here
that,
on the fifth.
when he wins, he gets them in.
You get to understand a little bit
Unfortunately, far too often he's not able
how
to do that.
difficult this golf
Left to
course actually
Beautifully
is.
holed, beautifully holed.
Sergio.
Because that
Woo!
is definitely
Polar
his
bowls
piece there.
that.
No question.
Par putt.
But that is a great up and down.
But he's much better now. He went through a horrible stage 2 or 3 years back. Using the claw grip now, he's a much more solid short putter.
Question, how long do you think he's been using the claw grip now, Sergio?
5 years.
I don't know, it's been consistent, but on and off, I think he's had it for quite a while.
It's been 5 years.
Have a guess.
5 years?
Very good. Dale and I both thought it was about 2 or 3. But then again, I suppose when you get to your advanced age, you get more aware of time.
6th hole, 601 yards.
Oh,
Par 5.
burn.
Bunkers left and
601
right
yard
off
par
the tee to
5.
be
I
avoided,
think he
and then
will
that
take
bunker
3 shots to get here.
short of the green by about 30 yards up the right hand side is a fantastic trap if you're going for it in 2, because you need to be going on that line up the right hand side.
very good description of the sixth hole by Julian Tutt after taking tremendous abuse from Tony Johnston.
Did you notice how he just glided past it with that? And I'll pay for that later.
I'm on this hole. Couple of double bogeys and worse.
One break. I need to get a beer. Sit tight, guys.
Ranked 14th hardest, in other words, quite easy, but it's still averaging just over par 5.03. Shows how hard the course is. The wind has not relented, still blowing at 18 miles an hour.
Sergio Garcia, 601 yard. This needs two of your best shots. You've got to make sure that you hit the fairway off the tee.
Asking it to get down softly. What's it heading towards? That.
Oh dear.
There.
Oh dear, that's very unfortunate.
Back in 1997.
That year, was it in the third round or the final round that he half shanked his tee shot on the first hole?
Fuck's sakes.
It was the final round of the second tee.
Was that the second tee? Was it out of bounds?
Out of bounds off the second.
Yeah.
And it wasn't his last shank that day either. He had a couple.
You're kidding.
Got a couple going that day though. Taking off 45 degrees. It was
How-
horrible to watch.
How often have you shanked on a golf course in a tournament?
Once.
The same with me once.
But I was I was a cutter of the ball, so the hosel was always moving away from the ball. It was not a nice feeling, even that once. Still have memories of it.
Garcia in the bunker. Reed with 317 yards to go. Expect him maybe to lay up from there, because that bunker on the right is dangerous.
Covers which Nick Price had made, which were fantastic.
Well, they gave the Americans.
No, our guys. Give the Americans anything. We want to give them a hiding. That's the only thing we want to give them.
But he's an American.
I know. I'm just saying it. The cover's probably from the president's camp. Am I getting through?
Oh,
today?
I come back and I find you in a bunker,
America
Sergio.
versus the rest of the world.
What
The Ryder
happened?
Cup is America versus Europe.
Would you just watch Sergio Garcia hacking out of this bunker, please? Well done.
Yeah, I just totally precluded him from ever thinking about anything else.
He was saying that Nick Price, who captains the
Angry
other
and
team,
disappointed
gave
Sergio.
them, we were talking about the American.
Look at this.
Yes, but
See
Nick
the
Price is
passion.
telling the other team.
Now
captain
look
the other team to
And how he
to
contains
his
the
team,
passion.
Reed's team. I think we should carry on with Sergio because we're going nowhere with this.
We were talking about his cover. Stars and Stripes cover. Listen, no wonder the other lot can't win when they're being vice-captained by...
Oh no, we're going to have a surprise for them. Okay, well, that's if
Can do that very well, by all
yeah,
accounts.
hopeless.
I'm told the shoes were filthy.
Hopeless. It was very, very muddy.
So are you going to be the vice captain? Have they told you?
No, I haven't been asked yet. Nothing's been announced or decided, but I behaved quite well, I thought.
I'm sure Nick
Now,
Price could do better.
Can he get home in 3, Jules?
He's got to have, I'm not sure exactly, he's got to have 280 yards, maybe a touch less.
In 2 off the right. It's going to have to be a good one, isn't it?
He's aiming for a good one.
Sixth
He'd have
hole,
to
the
move
second
us from
par
right to left
5 of the
because on
18 holes.
third, he had 280 to the ditch and didn't get home. Didn't reach there with a 3, but he was quite a bit short. He's going to give us everything he's got.
He's not aiming right. That front left bunker might be
Soaring
in trouble.
little draw.
Always
The
miss
wind has
that.
picked it up a little, and it's trickled off on to the left side.
We saw Lee Westwood hold a chip from
Might
there
actually be in a good spot though.
this morning. Actually played it well right of the flag into the mound in the semi-rough, which killed it and it dribbled down the hill into the hole, so it can be done.
Was he there in 2 or 3?
2.
2. second shot down there. But the wind hadn't switched yet. I mean, there were a lot of guys getting home this morning, not now. Now the chance
Interesting
to
hand
watch
gestures there.
Sergio's greenside skills.
You can see Sergio, he's sort of thinking to himself. I can't even think what crazy Spanish thoughts are going through your head. Paella! Dale! Vamos!
What does he do here, Tony?
Honestly,
Oro!
you know, he could try the aerial route and just get it.
I actually think Sergio's in a good spot. He's got
Or you
a
could see the
very
shot
open-faced
that,
wedge out there, probably his 60 degree,
Westwood saw
maybe a
this morning.
62.
Played fantastically, literally into the semi-rough on
I
the
believe it,
side of the
Sergio.
mound, left of the green, but I don't think he's going that way.
A lot of divots down there.
Yeah, lots.
Choosing to go with a low bump
He's gone a
shot.
different route and played it.
Wow!
That's a great shot.
This is some very, very clever short
come
game
up
we're
short of
seeing
that
from
flag?
Sergio Garcia.
I could come up short of the
We've got
upslope.
one green
I've done
save,
it, yes, easily.
another bunker save, and this
That's quite a tight line.
very, very crafty little shot here. I mean,
That's a fabulous
I
shot.
think any Scottishman will be proud of that approach right there.
That's what I'm trying to get you to do.
I got so much lag, I forget to hit it.
Me to do?
And he's got some skill, this guy. Man.
That was just an old lag.
So, Hazy, you know what? I'll take that on the chin for you because I think I've upset him so much he's going to take it out on both of us now.
That's a bit harsh, Julia. Is that your name?
Wade?
No, I think it is. I just don't like them. I just don't think. I think all these aids should be banned.
This will be a good par. For Sergio, if he knocks us in. Beautifully held. Great par. That really was a good par.
Although it isn't a
I know
birdie,
you can't turn the clock back, but I
we've
would love
seen
to.
another
I'd love
set
to
of
get rid
birdie
of all the
quality
yards,
shots
just go
here,
back to eyeballing it.
just to save the par.
You didn't tell me about that.
He's hitting good shots. He's
Seven
striking
hole?
it well. On to the 7th, a 407
Stunner.
par 4.
Great golf hole.
Really is.
Oh, she is. I agree.
401 yards, 2 bunkers down the right, 2 bunkers down the left. And again this morning, guys were going with driver and driving it to the base of the upslope, short of the green. That's not going to happen now. It's going to be a little head scratcher. And what do we do? How far down do we go? Because you can lay it up short of all of the bunkers. You've got to hit it about 230 yards, but that's going to leave you about 175 to the flag into the breeze.
Glenn's pulled out the 3-wood.
Interesting play. I like this decision for the 3-wood.
I think for a minute Sergio wouldn't have a go. He's
Wait,
got
no, that's the driver. What are you
270
talking
over
about?
the second
That's a
bunker up
big
the right.
honking driver.
Even with a bit of breeze into him, he's long enough to get past that.
Is that a 3-wood or a driver? Is it a 3-wood?
It's a driver.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a driver.
That's a driver.
Yes, you're right. I thought that was a 3-wood. It didn't look as steep enough face. 3 would be a very strange cup to take.
But you know what, Jules? Just looking at the compass bearing on here, this hole actually does go at a slightly different angle, doesn't it? So this is off the right. You know what? It might even be a fraction width.
I think it is. The arrows were indicating wind helping a little.
And I think he
So
needs
he's
to
got to
keep
take
it
it over
low
the
in
right-hand
order to have
bunker.
success. Go right, exactly as Sergio says. A la derecha.
Fantastic drive.
He saw it the other way. Actually, ended up there with a little bit of left to right.
And that's the upslope at the front of the bunker. That's fantastic tee shot.
Terrific tee shot.
Doesn't get any better than that. And to make the cut.
And I'd like to say once again, the fact that he went out and tried to pre-qualify. I could have sat back hoping that he might get a special invitation. But he didn't. He just went and he did the qualifying and did it.
Well, I don't think there's no invites going, are there?
I don't know. I'm
No,
not
I
sure.
don't think
they
he-
do in the US Open.
Garcia with the approach here on the 7th hole.
See by the flag, just a touch right to left of the wind. So he's got to Started out at that person with the blue jacket just to the right of the flag.
Get that
That
spin.
was an unlucky bounce.
But I've seen that happen
quite the
time
right
and time
amount of
again today. It's
clip.
amazing how many players have done that.
Get a
There's
little
something
more
there that they're not seeing. And obviously
A little bit less of
sharply
that
downwind
thud.
as well.
A little more of that. That really would have had some more zzz on it. Onomatopoeia. I love that word.
So you're just pointing out some spot there where it maybe kicked
Got
it
it.
forward. He would
Crowd's
certainly have
behind you,
expected to get
Sergio.
closer than that.
They are your
He was.
friend.
If he makes the birdie putt, all will be forgiven and forgotten.
As we can see Sergio's routine right here. Places, looks. Now, does he give his practice strokes looking
Stenson
at the hole,
drops a shot
or
in the
does
first,
he
then
give it
birdies the next two to get it back to
the
13 under.
stance? Okay, there you go. Actually, I didn't even see any practice strokes.
Phil Mickelson has eagled the fourth to get a 14 under. If they go on like this, the rest of the field can forget. Well, I think they forget it now. Most people thought it was going to be a head-to-head at the top, and he gets it in the back door. Well played.
That's how the Spaniards like it. In the back door.
Terrific.
Vamos.
This really was a backdoor job.
Come on now, wording.
Wasn't it?
It really was.
That was the. And so to the postage stamp, where you really hope not to come unstuck.
That's got to be a great
You're right,
grandstand.
you know,
This is a great
putts that they've
spectator
missed,
hole.
You know, may cause them.
You got
permanent
that
damage.
midway
You never know.
grandstand right there. A good
But,
view of the
you
green
take
as
Sergio.
well as a good view of the
You know,
tee
that's-
box.
That's been his downfall. Sergio, no doubt he would have been a major champion.
Black
by
balls matter.
now had he not missed more than his fair share of short putts.
Double bogeys. You don't want to be in there.
Yeah, and I think, I really do think that
Wow, 2 birdies from off of the green.
Jordan Spieth has an issue
I wonder who did
with
those.
his putting inside 4 feet.
Hold
I
it out.
said it after he won Augusta last year. You know, why does any man look at the hole when he's putting if he hasn't had an issue? And why does he get his caddy in? You know, back off 2 footers and get your caddy in to check the read and get the greens reading book out from 2 feet. I mean, it's just a
I
lack of
believe we're
confidence from that
going to
distance.
get some shot ratio on this shot.
I hope I'm wrong, because he's
We've got a
unquestionably
headwind
unquestionably
coming
the best in the world from
from
20
left
to
to right.
25 feet. He holds more of those than
I assume a
anybody on the
low
US tour by
driving shot.
miles.
Or maybe a low
does.
fade. We'll see how Sergio points his toes and addresses the ball.
Just to let you know that Stenson has made a birdie, 3rd in a row at the 5th, so then are both now 14 under at the top.
Okay, he's dressed for a fade.
Garcia.
Just over 100
Low
yards.
fade. Stuff
A
it
little
in there.
further back than it was yesterday.
Solid, consistent shot. Very good control.
And playing at 3.16 for the day. Can you believe it? Just 116 yards. And one of the easier pins on the hole.
Please, golf designers around the world, I hope you're watching. One of the great par 3s. And ball grass in a different way.
Yeah. Something 15,000 or something postage stamps. Now, where do you want to send it?
And they haven't used that very difficult back pin this week. Where the green narrows into
Sergio's routine.
under 20 feet wide.
Crouch down behind the ball. Get the line. Wipe the
Currently
puck.
ranked 13th in the world.
And
He's
then he
8th
just
in
goes
the
at it.
FedEx
I don't
Cup
even see any
ranking.
practice
So
strokes.
Reed having a good year.
Gets his balance, and gets his footing after that. grass. The putter.
Sergio just a little bit on the
ball.
left.
No, look at the hole. Look at the ball. And
And there
wow,
she goes again.
confident stroke. Very good. So, can you guys at home replicate Sergio
I
Garcia?
really do enjoy him. I'd
Pre-shot
love to see
routine.
him
at that.
really
See that passion?
contend in a major and end up
He's trying to
lifting
control
the
it, trying to
trophy.
keep it down.
Do you know, I think the shame is, I remember watching him quite a lot as a youngster. You remember at the USPGA at Medina
Confident
when
putt.
he was up against Tiger and was in behind the tree there, and he hit that shot off the tree root and went bounding up the hill. Joyful youth. I remember following him round in a practice round.
The ninth hole.
No one cares about
Par
your
four.
story, old man. Doodah.
27
Doodah.
yards. Those two
I followed
bunkers
around
need
him
to
in
be
a
avoided.
practice round. Doodah
That's-
doodah day.
You stand on the tee, that's exactly
Hey, how
where
much
you
does it
feel
cost to
like
get
you
into
will
one of
die.
those
Better
houses?
keep it to the right of that.
Real estate at
Big round on
Troon.
the left there, just short of the green.
Oh man,
The green
you can even see
situated
what cars they have over there.
25 yards past that, and it slopes off on
I'm
all
judging
four
you
sides.
already.
So,
Ninth hole, par 4, 427
Accuracy with your
yards.
seventh
Sergio
it's
opting
imperative.
to go with the conservative layup play.
Iron off the tee for Garcia. He'll be trying to keep it down the right hand side of the fairway.
It's to be like a 2-iron or a 3-iron. You can see his wrist action right there. That's that's a very Garcia thing right there. Like, he has that same sort of stand and stare as Jason Day, but Sergio will do his wrist action. You know, come to think of it, it's a very deliberate thing that Sergio does in his pre-shot routine once he steps up to the ball. Now, I don't know if you guys have known Sergio in his youth. He actually did have a little bit of a hitch. Right before his pre-shot routine, he had his little waggle that he does when he addresses the ball, and he actually got stuck doing those waggles for much too long, and really a little bit like Kevin Na, as we know nowadays, just kind of froze over the top of the ball. Now we see none of that waggle. We see none of that sort of hesitancy as he approaches the ball.
Over the
It's
back of the
simply
third,
when he's
Sergio.
actually addressing the ball and approaches, it's balance,
To the right for a little
feet,
chip. Was landed at inch perfect. Then at the
addressing and
fourth.
just goes. And
Fourth from off the
he
front of
sort
the
of
green.
eliminated that waggle in his
Just
stroke.
the distance to perfection.
And I think it's sort of become an automatic thing now. It's sort of fixed that area where he's become that little hesitancy area, and it's kind of interesting to see. It's kind of interesting to see because I'd like to have all of you viewers notice. Every single one of you, 2 or 3 or 25 of you that have kept on watching
Postage
until
stamp.
this point, midway
Tee
through.
shot here.
I want you to observe. This is why I
left
make
and
these
in the
MixMaster
middle
Golf
goes.
videos. Look at Sergio Garcia's pre-shot routine. Look at how he addresses the ball. And look specifically at how he has no hesitancy as soon as he addresses the ball and decides to go. He may have a little bit of a pre-shot waggle. He may have his one-handed waggle, his right-handed club waggle, as he stands and sort of, imagines the shot flight or whatever. I think it's actually club in the left hand
Sorry,
that
Johnston
does his
7.
waggle.
JB Holmes has just gone to 6.
But when he addresses the ball, there's none of that waggle, there's none of
Sergio
that
alongside Bill Haas.
fidgetiness. He just goes up
Good
and shoots it.
stuff.
And I think that's actually a good lesson for all of us.
Lots of world ranking points available too if you can put in a really good final 10 holes.
Is this guy talking about like the drinking fountains?
In
at
many respects,
Troon?
this
What?
golf course starts here. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15.
15.
Critical holes on this golf course.
17.
And very tough holes.
I have
Well
17
over par.
holes.
Anybody who plays those
Talking
holes in
about
par will have done
count
very,
golf,
very
yeah.
well this afternoon.
160 yards to the hole.
Quite well short of Garcia's tee shot.
At this point, Sergio, I simply ask that
Garcia
you
perfect.
tame your demons. Because everything in Sergio is saying, go, 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 go. Get the ball, get a birdie.
Green, no
But
bunkers.
we've seen what happened
Slopes.
before on the
Slopes
second
off to the
hole.
right, down to the left.
Sergio gets a little bit aggressive and he shoots it past the
Towards
hole.
the back.
What would you go with, your instincts or your caddies?
Instinct.
Yours.
Oh, this is
You're the
nothing
only one
more
who
than
knows how you're going to hit it, how you feel,
a pitching
what shape
wedge,
you're comfortable with.
a 9-iron. He's probably going to aim it
160 yards for Sergio.
just slightly right of the flag, I imagine.
Sunshine.
Just drill it in. Tailor made.
Probably a 9-iron. Good idea of the impact here of this beautiful turf.
Choke down 9-iron.
It's gone down the shaft a bit there. I wonder if it was a 9 or an 8.
I can't fault the club selection.
Often when you take a divot off this turf,
It's
sticks
a
together.
little difficult
You
how
just
to,
pick it up,
to,
walk back,
to
stick it back in,
guess how it's
step
how
on
the
it.
ball is going to
You'll
deal with
hardly
that
see there was
wind.
even a divot taker.
Obviously, with the 9-iron, you're going to have less spin, and with less spin, you're going to have less action in the wind.
The viewing. But I agree, it's a magnificent course.
We'll see if Sergio can get his third consecutive birdie here to round out the 9th hole.
I would say of all the open vents, a jewel not in the sun.
Sergio from 25 feet.
No hesitation.
I'm glad I didn't call that because I would have
Slightly
said that's going
off
to
on
turn a
that
little from
birdie
left to
putt,
right.
however,
But it actually looked like it
Sergio's
went
in
up,
good shape moving forward.
up the hill. It's not stone dead either.
No, that is totally baffling.
What does your book tell you?
Left to right.
Left to right. I thought so, yeah.
There's a bin right next to you there, Jules, if you want to drop that in there.
Yes, I think somebody's been out and regraded the green overnight.
But you see, Sergio now stands there, and he's worrying about the mechanics as if he's hit a bad putt, and he really hasn't. He's hit a decent putt. It should have gone the other way, but immediately it's, what did I do wrong there? Well, nothing, Sergio. Don't always blame yourself.
Announcers, I think you're a little bit wrong. Sergio's not blaming himself. That's just
Sergio.
part of his routine. We saw it back on the previous hole when his playing partners will take
Distance
their
that
time.
Rory
reading
and
getting
Jordan
a putt.
Spieth missed a ton of
Sergio will just, he'll just do
first
his
3
par putt.
days, but safely in for
Shot and be made his
Sergio.
par putt.
And 3 years ago,
Rounding
you
out
would have
9
been sweating
holes
for
for a
Sergio
score
there
of
too.
33 out.
That was very solid.
Good
That's
front.
right.
Good front nine, 33, 3 birdies. This is the 10th hole. This is what faces the drive. Off the 10th, you can't see from the tee where you're going, so you have to pick a spot over that sand bunker on the left that's built into the bank. This is a dangerous hole. Seen a lot of doubles, drop shots. So let's see. We need to see a couple of solid tee shots.
line across the page of the holes, and you put your score in underneath, and then it has a tear-off strip underneath it where you put your own score. So that obviously on the main card you put your opponent's score on, and then when you get into the recorder's hut you tear off the strip at the bottom, and you can compare the numbers that you've written on there with your own card that your fellow competitor has written for you, and hopefully the two match.
I was going to say, you should call him your fellow, your playing partner. It's not really your opponent. It's
Well,
match play would be your
he's
opponent.
not your playing partner, he's your fellow competitor.
Fellow competitor or playing partner. Not your opponent.
Well, they're all your opponents.
If he was your opponent, you'd be Dormy for 3 up.
Fellow competitor is the correct title under the rules.
Under the rules.
He's got his line, and has he overdone it?
To the right.
Has he
safe?
overdone it?
It's gonna bounce.
No.
I don't know why he was leaning that way. It looked like he did it a little bit to the right, but it's perfect.
Yeah, I mean, the
On the
Pro
left-hand side of the
Tracer looked
fairway.
like it was heading.
10 and 11
Yeah.
are both blind tee shots and both very dangerous holes. In fact, this 10th hole, it's not over yet because it's a tough green. The banks, there are banks on both sides of the green, so you can hit your second shot and it runs down the bank and leave yourself a very difficult chip.
It's 12 years since the Open has been here at Royal Troon on the old course, the course nearer to the water. With the Portland course, which is rather younger. It came from St Andrews.
Notice his posture as he walks.
Some interesting bits of history that attached to the
massaging
Open
his left
Championship
wrist
here
there.
at Troon.
That's kind of strange. Reviewing the whole notes. I'm sure he's
1950
probably
Bobby
just looking at
Locks
the
at
green notes
279,
right there.
which was the record score
Sergio. Oh, he's on the right side.
at that time for the Open.
Quite safe. Now, if you're 200 yards out to the hole, first thing you should be thinking of
Two
on this
shots of
par
10.
4,
Patrick,
very
cheers.
difficult par 4, is
Was he in the
trajectory
fairway?
into the hole. Obviously, at 200 yards, you're
They
coming in
won't
at a
mind
little bit of a
either of
lower
those. Flag
angle.
18 on.
You've got a little bit of a
7
backstop
off the
behind
left.
there, but
He's a little-
with that little knob
just a
in the
little
center of the
furrow left of
green,
which is not
it's kind of
too
like a
disastrous.
spine,
Left of
and
that is, but there is
makes
a
an approach
huge drop
very,
off
very
right of the
difficult.
screen, rolls right down.
If anything, I think an
And it's
approach
gotta
that's
be
going to
10,
land on the
at least
front.
10, a 10-foot drop, and it goes down the hill and then runs onto a little upslope in the semi-rough, which is just nasty. So, rule 1, hit the green.
Getting back to some of the interesting things attached to the event. In 1970,
Correct shot selection.
1973.
Low runner.
this is
Just
the first
running
time
up
they
to the
used the
front of the
big ball.
green and
They made the
see
big
how
ball
your chance
compulsory.
to go.
1989 was the first time they had a 4-hole playoff. So it's quite interesting how Troon has kind of been involved in a lot of the changes in traditions of the Open Championship.
Sergio, utterly focused.
Sergio can make pars from now through to the 15th hole. He'll be in great shape.
Oh, he's coming with the left-hand lead. Don't be right. Don't be right. Hang on. Hang on.
Stay
hang
there,
on.
stay there, baby.
Hang on.
Stay there.
Oh, no, don't.
Oh,
I see it run down there into that scraggy stuff there. Bit of sand, bit of grass. And that's a mistake from Sergio.
yes, Sergio, you were unlucky.
On this
He was
occasion,
unlucky.
definitely.
Just 59 years of age. The fact that he played
Chose
4
to go
rounds
with
is
the
pretty
choke
impressive.
down 5 iron.
Another disappointing week for Graham McDowell, though, who's really battling his game.
Sergio's swing.
I'm sure that Darren Clark would like to have him in his Ryder Cup team.
Just ended up a little bit short
Maybe
and on the right
in a
side of the
situation where he'll have
spine.
to pick him, but he'll
You know, the only
see some
downside
form
is
from
that
him.
this hole is a par 4. Very difficult par 4.
Well, he's got some green to work with here, but that's such a steep slope to come up. How does he play this?
Well, the right sort of eighth of the green slopes down towards the right, so he can pitch this if he's brave enough. He can carry it over the fringe into the little upslope, but that would require extreme precision. I mean, you think the percentage shot would be to land at a yard below the crest of the hill? And I hope that kills it. It hops up on the green and runs up to the hole.
How Sergio's been playing.
That sort
He's
of
going
white
to choose a
strip
low
level with
approach
his
shot. He's
the
probably going
front
to
of
choose
his
it to bounce
cap, I
low.
think. Yeah, just below that, and maybe just a foot too low, or a fraction too soft.
Might not have been the right choice.
But so unlucky with that second shot. For the same money, it could have stayed up onto the green. And
That's actually a very wise assessment.
he would
It's
have been putting for a birdie.
it is a very large. It is in a very large part luck, that second shot. You're just kind of tossing it around there and hoping that it lands on the right side of that spine, on the correct side of that spine. Boot, 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 booty pants. He's wearing white booty pants. You know, when I go to the gym, I always love it when...
He hasn't had it.
Oh.
He hasn't had it.
When the chicks in the
dear,
Zumba
that's a pity.
class wear white pants.
That is such a pity.
Because then I can see their hand in
Yeah,
hand.
because as you said, Dale, this is exactly
They
the
were
run.
still-
You
they
want
were
to
still
get this
watching?
run off
Please
to a good
continue
start.
watching at this
5 or
point
6
because
holes.
we
Get
are
a
about to
good solid
witness
par in. Okay, let's go.
Sergio Garcia's buckling down. Sergio, it's just
Second shot
one
was good
bogey.
enough.
It's just one bogey. You
That's
just had a 33 round out.
And they make their way off to the 11th tee.
Now we're going
Another
to see how Sergio
Scary driving.
really
This has
becomes
got
a
to be
pro
one of the
golfer.
scariest
We're going to
driving
see how
holes in the
Sergio
game.
matures
Anywhere in the world.
and how
you
he
won't
deals.
find too many holes
Coming
that
away
are
with a little bit of a
more scary
disappointment.
than this. Out of bounds all the
With
way
a little
down
bit of
the right-hand
frustration.
side. Is,
Not to
push on the
mention
left-hand side. You
that this
carry it,
hole is right
you
next to
can't
a
see the
railway
fairway, so
track.
you're just picking a spot. Whew, it's
Next
a
to some
scary
annoying
hole.
train drivers. Bow, bow.
And then comes the tough part of the hole, the second shot.
Yeah, it's a tee shot. If you
Did that
once
kid
you hit
just
it
do
on
the
the
dab?
Sunday and find
Did he just
the
do a
fairway
dab?
or keep it in play, you just walk off that tee with such a sense of relief. The Open comes around here again. It's scary, and the gorse has grown up, so you can't see any of the fairway. You're picking a spot, hitting blind, and you know there's just trouble everywhere.
Fairway down the middle just to give you hope.
Yeah, that mound just right of Patrick Reed's ball, there's actually a big clump of heather up on top of it. And Sergio should be able to take that out of play.
This hole actually reminds me a lot of the holes from home around here. Because you got natural features.
Quite
you got
comfortably.
train tracks. You got
Well, with the driver, there's no question. He can actually, with it, you see the graphic there, it's slightly helping
this
off
is
the left.
perfect
If
for
he
your
gets
face,
this right, he
Sergio.
can get this
aim
miles
left and
down.
let it rip. Oh. The long shots have been
Seems pretty
slicing.
unperturbed.
Is it there? So if I'm Sergio Garcia's caddy, I'm following in and I'm observing and I'm seeing that the longer clubs are going to the right, but the short game looks pretty brilliant today. And we're just going to go forward with that.
Compound.
Down the hill as we're walking, we're seeing Sergio Garcia. finish his
4
birdie.
birdies,
Looks like he
37 pars,
perhaps a
23
small
bogeys,
snag.
and 7
again
holes
stretching
where
out
the
that
score was
or
double bogey or
massaging
worse.
that
Tony was
left wrist
mentioning
of
there a
his.
couple of 8s and a 9 and a few 7s. The average score a little over 4.5. So closer to a par 5 than it is a par 4. Which is what it used to be, Julia.
But off a different tee, obviously.
Sergio appears to look relaxed.
The par 5 tee was further left, I
Got his
think,
hand
isn't it?
held up.
Was it not?
His gait is well timed.
Okay.
Not in a
I think it was a
rush.
different angle. It was a bit further left and longer. There are those that think it was better as a par 5.
Only 200 to the hole, but it's a par 4 again. Keeping note of the trajectory. Let's see how receiving this green is. As you can see, there's a little bit of a pocket, a little bit of a bucket.
It's a long,
where you want to land
gradual
into.
slope.
It's kind of right in the center, and you want to just kind of suck it into that crater right there. Now, as you can see, he does his practice swings well behind the ball. Well behind the
Sergio
ball, and
likes
he's
the
still
little fade.
calculating things.
You can see him on this breeze
Very
starting
much choked down.
on the glass window.
Looks like he's choosing
There's
to
a
go with
tower. Between the
either
two
a choke
towers,
down
maybe
longer
it's
club
hint of fade.
or a smaller club. He's choosing to go with the more lofted club, it looks like.
That's the trouble. Doesn't feel like there's anything there when you're down in the valley, in the fairway.
It's interesting that Reed went ahead and hit despite the train coming by. What train?
Wind is from left to right.
Number 49, tailor-made.
What do you think that is? 8 iron?
Looks at. Oh. Looked like he started that quite straight at the
Come on,
flag.
tailor-made speed ports. Give it enough distance. Oh.
That was not the plan.
Therein lies the difficulty of this back
It's
nine.
perfect distance, but
Well, that sort of
Just
randomness
purely and simply
as the
push.
ball flies towards the hole. It's kind of hard to tell where you're going to bounce. Now, as I said before, if you're Garcia's caddy, you've noticed his longer clubs are going to the right.
here it is. I mean, the wind is just about straight
You
across,
might have
but
an
that
inkling
is-
this shot might go to the right as well.
What's he done?
Do you say something? Do you not?
Looks turf.
That's a good
You know,
question.
he's so steep through
But
the
as it
ball,
stands, Garcia
there's
has
such
hit
a
it
jolt on
to the right of
wrists
the
and
green.
forearms. It's not a surprise at the end of the week, but you
And
know,
he
hitting
has a
balls on
scramble
range all week,
approach.
trying to keep the game sharp.
To try and get a par.
Very easy to get a couple of twinges.
Dustin Johnson has just
It's
birdied the
possible it's good. His
13th to
eyes are
get
up
to
high.
200.
Well, he's looking down, but
Close to top 10.
you know his head's
Coming
up.
here having had wins at the
Looking
US
around.
Open and the WGC Bridgestone.
You know, Garcia looks like he's in good shape, though. He is not exactly.
A lot of people thought that Johnston might well clean up here as well. It's been a bit out of sync though, surprisingly.
And you know what? I think he knows.
Sorry, not
I think he
Johnston,
knows that
Johnson.
any applause out
That's
there
different
that's going on as he's going around, they are specifically
Also
for
missed quite a lot of
Sergio.
putts.
Because,
First few rounds.
as we all know, Patrick Reed
Also was
does not
struggling
have
on the
many
greens.
fans internationally.
Rory's birdied the 16th, par 5, 4 under, alongside Garcia, tied 6th at the moment.
Oh, Patrick Reed.
And the Johnston, the beef, has bogeyed the 8th, back to 6 under.
All right, let's look at his pre-shot routine. Does some basic tidiness around the ball.
There she goes.
Observes the local flight plans. All right, here we go. He does some actual swings. He
He has to
would
bump this
probably
into
do
the
this
bank. He's just
behind the
about
ball
got
if
enough
he had
room to
room.
play the shot.
Addresses, no swings, grips, looks, goes. He's been playing that low shot all day. The greens at Royal Troon
Another
have
very
been
good
very
execution.
difficult, have been very, very solid, hard greens.
Wants to experience
But this is
different
going to
things.
be a very gutsy par
And
C.
nowadays is a little bit different from the average American player who they don't fancy traveling too much. can understand it with all the big tournaments at home. They don't need to travel. Well done.
There we go.
Again, very solidly held by Garcia. Good up and down to ensure his par and remain at 4 under.
12th hole,
Has the ship been
29 yards, dogleg left to right.
No bunkers on this fairway.
So obviously
It's a
Sergio
narrow
is going to
fairway.
go with driver
That
on
dogleg
this
makes it
hole.
even narrower. Then the second shot, there are a
We've been
couple of
noticing
bunkers,
his
and
shot
there's
has been pushing to the right,
goes on the
either
left,
pushing or
that is
sliding to
dangerous.
the right.
We've seen players going there.
However,
Jamie
this
Donaldson
hole is a
had
dog
couple
leg
of
to the
shots in
right,
there this
so
morning. And,
if Sergio aims
trying to keep it away
properly,
from that
we
bunker on
may
the right of the pin,
actually
and you turn it over just a little bit too much.
be able to have our
Next thing
cards
you
in
might
order
see your
for
ball
us.
disappear into that. But before anything happens, you want to
Question
drive the ball
is,
onto the fairway.
Where
23
will
pars,
Sergio place the ball?
22 bogeys, 2 birdies, and 4 doubles or worse. So 4.44. The second most will have come out here. I expected somewhere in the region of 40,000 today. Brilliant.
Is that a putter?
Quite
Wait,
incredible
no,
how
that's a driver.
majority, the vast majority, understand the game.
I hope you did your job, Caddy.
Garcia's line in 6th position at the moment.
Oh,
down to
this
Rory
wind is
McIlroy,
perfect for Garcia, though.
who's already on the final hole.
This will actually correct whatever ailments he's been having the past 4 holes. Man, what impact sound.
I heard a little from Glenn, meaning rather tasty, boss.
Yep, everything worked out for Sergio in that drive.
Probably would have said that too if he didn't have a face full of chocolate.
Chocolate. Sounds pretty good.
First drop shots of the day, and it's a double.
Whoa, Reed, where are you? Patrick Reed donating to the Scottish Botanical Society.
Well, he's a long way back.
He's not only a donor, he's a
He'll be able
participant.
to get there.
All depends on the lie, but the grass certainly from
Or somebody and shoot across, or has somebody thrown a ball there?
Quiet there, please, thanks.
Looked a bit strange.
So polite. Volunteer, please. Thank you. Thank you.
Sergio off that superb tee shot.
Looks like
This will
7, 8 iron.
probably be a 7-iron. Pin today at the 12th.
There we go. Looks at
There's 17 on.
pin.
8 from the right hand side of
Club
the green.
in left hand. Waggle, waggle. 1 waggle. 2 waggles. 2, 3.
Looks like the wind
Just
might
1
have
waggle.
died a little bit. Look at that. That flag doesn't look like it's
Club
moving
switch
very
to
much,
the
does
right
it?
hand.
Well,
It's
that was
his
certainly
proper
in the
line.
forecast.
Train tracks. 1 waggle. 2 waggle. That's it. He has to fire now. You have to fire. There we go. Good strike from Sergio.
You knew it wasn't going to be too far away when he's calling
Sergio
for it
has
to
been
be
hitting
right.
these low driving shots all day.
He really
And,
does hit down and
this
through the ball.
Probably has been one time he was
Lovely divot.
expecting the
Fair
spinner.
enough, that looks like, well, I thought it was a 7-iron. That looked like it might have even been an 8
If it's the low driving
Good shot
impact,
from Sergio
it's-
Garcia.
that's how it's going to land.
here at the 12th.
If it's the spinner, he's going to have to prop it
Well,
up
this
a little
match
bit.
has not only a referee but an observer as well. He might well have been forward. A chap called Eduardo Botti, who I would think probably isn't British. And he may have seen what happened. It must have hit something very solid to go shooting across the fairway like that. Maybe it hit that hospitality stand. In which case I'd say he's got pretty lucky.
Got very lucky if that's what happened. If somebody did it on purpose, then I think there's an issue, isn't it?
Now this one for Garcia should go a little bit left to right. Very slightly downhill.
Always has 49 on his golf ball.
You know, sometimes you have the best drive of your day, but the best drive of your day can sometimes just be 3 inches short of the hole, which is just what happened there.
You get all sorts of different
frustrated,
numbers
a little
on
bit
players' balls now.
Saying
Martin
no,
Keimer
I
plays with a
believe.
59 because
I believe
he
he's in his
shot
head.
59, not
He's
on the main
thinking
tour.
he's deserved that
Justin
birdie.
Rose plays with a 99 because Kate, his wife's fraction day, 3 bogeys, only 1
Got his head
birdie.
held down a little bit low. We'll see how he carries himself on this 13th
Another
hole. 475
monster par 4.
Par 4.
13,
Very difficult.
475 yards.
I wouldn't be
Little dog leg
ashamed
to
if
the
you
right.
consider this a par
No
5.
bunkers at all on this hole.
Just move forward.
But lots of valleys and lots of rough. Various other problems. Flag stick today is 21 on and right in the center. 12 yards from either edge of the green.
What you looking at, binocular eyes? Hey, Cyclops.
Really do get the feeling that the wind has dropped a little bit. It just seems to have got a bit easier now on the back 9. Rory McIlroy has finished with only a par at the last, home in 35, level par for a 67, so he's leading in the clubhouse at 4 under. Will not be leading in the clubhouse at the end of the day.
But you know, consider that for Rory, he didn't have his best week, and he's probably going to be I would guess at worst it's going to be 6th position. That's pretty good.
But never even close to contending.
Pictures! Come on!
Can't win them all.
Yeah, at the moment it looks like there's only 2 guys that have contended this week. And they're just so far ahead, Mickelson and Stenson, and that is
Heavy leakage there.
lap of the gods.
The wind was going right. His swing was going right.
Back off to the hard courts again. You have to get used to playing links golf and then forget all about it and go back to America and play something completely different.
Let's see how the line is.
Well, 167 for Sergio, so it's not that far if he can get a lie. And you can see there, drop off right, drop off left, big upslope at the front. He'd give a lot to be just above that second ridge right now, middle of the green. He'd be overjoyed, actually.
Tony playing in his third Open. Missed the cut in his first at Hoylake 2 years ago. Tied 20th at St Andrews last year, so he's looking to improve on that. Tied 18th at the moment.
I agree with Dale, Jules. You know, he's taken up membership and his goal is to play all sorts of courses in all sorts of conditions. And, you know, he wants to improve the caliber of his game by playing internationally. And oh, how about this for a break?
Well, that is a very, very good break.
Oh, very nice line. 167
They're right
away
where the people
with
have
that
walked.
lie. And shoot
And
at
it's
it.
sitting pretty.
Just trust the GPS.
And that is a big bonus.
It looks like what, Tony, a wedge?
Yeah, what did he have? 167.
I'm out a wedge. I think it looks like a wedge to me.
I suppose it is a little bit muddy under the ball, but
He could get relief in that if he wanted, couldn't he?
All right, who wants to bet me $1?
yeah, he could, but he'd either have to go
Pulls off
right
a
up the
par.
bank, ball above his feet in the longer stuff, or on the furrow,
I'm going to
the
say
other
he
side of the
doesn't
furrow in
pull
the
off
grass
par
there. I think
because the pressure is very
go
much
ahead
on
and play
him.
it. Just
And
make
I
sure you
expect
get
this
ball
shot to
first.
leak to the right.
At least
Who wants to
You know,
bet?
it negates
$1,
the-
$1.
chance of getting a flyer.
Just the price of one soda.
You just don't want to get it heavy. Not even slightly heavy from there. It'll go nowhere. Yeah, really late hit, making sure. Oh. Where's she gone? Very muted applause.
Unbelievable goings on ahead. Henrik Stenson's just made a bomb of a birdie at the 10th, and Phil Mickelson from 9 feet has followed him in for birdie. Stenson at 17 under, Mickelson at 16 under on the 10th.
Cool. If it was a boxing match, it would be a slugfest, wouldn't it?
That's incredible.
Weren't going to be doing this. It needed to be flat calm this morning and a bracing breeze this afternoon, but if anything, it's the other way around.
Oh, there's Sergio's ball next to that drain cover or whatever that green cover is. It's not that bad. It's not brilliant from where he was
So
with a
as
short
we can
iron, but
see,
he's got a
Sergio's
fair bit of
shot
green to work with.
It's gone a little bit long.
Below
a
the
little bit to
surface,
the
mind
right.
you, so it's
I
gonna
think
come
the
out on a
wind has
flatter
probably affected
Trajectory.
this shot a little bit, but
And the
it
first
looks
bit
like
of
he
green
might be
does
okay.
slope away from him.
The only danger is that he needs
He'll
to
find a
get
way.
up and down for par. One up and one in. One up and one in. One up and one in, Sergio. Oh, pump fake. Picked up the cameraman. Come on, Sergio. You have to know his pre-shot routine. He doesn't do his pre-shots on the ball. He does it before. Now he's ready to go.
Okay, ball back in his stance, narrow stance.
Oh, that's a bit too soft.
Almost played it too well. He probably didn't think he could get it up onto the green, land it on the green and keep it short of the flag.
For the championship. Now Sergio to stay at -4 in a tie with Rory McIlroy for 6th.
One up and one in. Come on.
Yeah, it was a pretty miserable effort.
We've got a bogey.
And he barely just got level with the front edge of the hole. Poor putt.
but not too
Wasn't a good hole
bad.
for him, wasn't really.
Considering
Poor
that,
drive.
remember, we said
Looked like
going
a pretty
into
good
this
second,
hole,
maybe just a bit too hard. Then not a great chip, no.
475 yard par 4.
Quite a negative
Be
sort of
okay
putt.
to consider it a par 5.
Par
14th,
three
par
on the back
3,
nine.
178.
The 14th, 178. I put the pin in the left-hand side to bring that left-hand bunker into play today. It's a beautiful golf hole. Simple. So there's a couple of bunkers. First bunker shouldn't come into play today. Certainly came into play earlier in the week.
So what do you guys do? As you're walking,
Patrick
to the next
Reed is
hole,
enjoying a really good year on the PGA
and
Tour. He's had
you've just come
9
away
top
from a
10
bogey.
finishes.
Now, for
including
me,
a couple
this
of
happens very, very
runners
often.
up.
So,
Started well in the
for
high
me, this
side.
is a regular occurrence. But for those of you viewers, how do you guys handle your bogeys? Well, let's see how Sergio handles his bogeys. Now, remember, he's addressed the ball, maybe 1 or 2 waggles. 1 waggle, 2
Sergio.
waggle, and it's time to swing.
Let's see if he can follow Patrick Reed. That beautiful iron shot.
God, I love Sergio when he's striking
Leaning
irons.
like it might be a touch right. It is, but it's a good shot. Safely on. 2 par 3s in the back 9. If you can hit them in regulation, you've done very, very well.
And a 17 playing 2
holes.
How strange is that? As you approach the green, it's almost round or sort of like a dome stage.
A Swede and an American battling it out at the top of the leaderboard. A few more Americans up there, but there are,
But I mean,
some
if you're in
non-Americans.
Sergio's shoes,
which is good to see.
And
And
you're
Andrew
walking.
Johnston is the
it's almost like a
leading
Shakespearean
Brit.
play almost. You know, you see a
Rory McIlroy leading the clubhouse with the 67.
crowd
Tyrrell
of
Hatton, the young
golf fanatics.
English
playing
lad,
golf,
24-year-old,
respectful.
at 3 under.
They know you. They know your history.
Americans have dominated
And as
this
you
championship
approach
at Troon.
This quieted green
In recent
filled
times, it's been an
stage.
American winner the last 6 times.
Time for you to perform. And now, Sergio, it's your time to perform.
Yeah, you've got to go a long way back for a British one here. 1923. Arthur Havers.
Right, this one should go left to right for the birdie for Sergio. Not dramatically, I don't think. Maybe perhaps 2 or 3 inches. He started it right. Just a complete misread.
It's a confident stroke, and I'm actually very proud of
He didn't have the
Sergio for
book.
taking that sort of stroke.
Did
It's
he?
no hesitation, and he did
So
not
does-
end it short. So
97 years ago that the last British player won the Open, yeah.
Open at Troon, yes.
Amazing.
No need to get depressed.
I'm
now,
not going to check your maths. I'll take your word for it.
You'd have to say we're due for a Really sure European winner here.
It was quite a long time ago since a South African won it.
66 years ago.
Yeah.
I was ready for that.
No mistake.
Garcia with the par on the 14th hole. Hey, it's a
Finish
smile.
par 4, par 5,
Look at
par
that.
3, and a par 4.
And that is how you deal with a bogey. You
Par
smile.
3 is the longest par 3 on the golf course. That's playing 221. But the next hole, the 15th, is another monster. 499 yards, par 4.
Now here we are approaching the home
There's
stretch.
the one on the left
15th, 16th, 17th, and 18th. This is the final stretch, and this is how you define
that you
what
could
that
use if you're
scorecard
trying
is
to get
going
the
to
ball
look
to
like.
shoot forward, to run. If you're coming
Par
up a
4,
semi-run, you
499
can use that to get the
yards.
ball going and get
Daunting
it up
hole.
onto the green.
And thankfully the wind is not hurting. It should be straight across into the wind. This hole was a nightmare earlier in the week.
Cameras away now, please. Thank you.
Tee it low. Hit your driver like a
The 11th has taken another prisoner, not catastrophically so. But Henrik Stenson has just missed his par putt from 6 feet or so to make bogey. Mickelson very nearly made birdie from off the back of the green. So they're tied again at 16 under.
Sergio doesn't care about that.
That's correct.
Does he?
Sergio
He's
doesn't
just
care
gonna
about
get
that.
this good old clump of
I
a
don't
driver.
care about that. Even though I wish I had some way to watch that showdown.
And he's one of these guys, he has that extra
Who
20 or
cares?
30 yards on
18
tap. He's
holes
long
with
anyway.
Sergio Garcia.
But when he wants to really lash one,
Heinrich what? Phil who?
wonderful thing to just say, right, I'll have 30 extra. Yeah?
You can get that penetrating flight that's going to run. Doesn't Stenson with the driver tends to put it way up in the sky and doesn't necessarily get much run, but Sergio can get it zipping along the deck. Delhaize has been very quiet about this. He ought to be getting excited because there's quite a lot of blue sky appearing. I was getting excited yesterday seeing blue sky when there wasn't any.
It is lovely. It really is. Turned into a beautiful afternoon.
Well, for the last 6 or 7 holes for the leaders coming in, they're going to have the best conditions of the week. Probably apart from maybe Thursday afternoon when it was glorious and there wasn't too much wind then. Two of the last 3 opens at Troon have resulted in playoffs. Mark Calcavecchia emerged victorious against Wayne Grady and Greg Norman. First 4-hole playoff in 1989. Justin Leonard won without one, just beating Jesper Parnevik of Sweden. And Darren Clark in 1997, and Todd Hamilton emerged victorious against Ernie Els after 4 holes of extra time in 2004. Just at the moment, the leaders are tied. Big difference here. Just 50 yards.
Reed's still got 221 to go out of that rough. It's asking a lot, but Sergio 334 off the tee. And no real help from the wind. That's a good clout.
I'm trying to get greedy. Sergio has 52 yards ahead. Wow. Only 170. So that's what, 330 yards is in his drive. It's a long tee shot, isn't it? With no help in wind. This pin
20 yards up the green today. 6 off the left. Oh, he's lost it right again. Just getting ahead of it and just not getting any release.
Sergio not liking
short
the
right.
results of that shot, and that shot has also gone
a
right.
commentary.
The push to the right is also
Often here,
slightly affecting his
especially playing,
mid-irons
you know,
now, it
playing
looks like.
with club golfers, is he didn't complete your backswing, and that's what it looks like with him. He's actually just not completing his backswing, not giving himself that extra couple of seconds.
Yeah, just a little snatchier, isn't it? Well, got to up and down it. Try and find a birdie or two on the way in. He's 3 under at the moment, lying 8th. 5 under is lying 4th. Yeah, a birdie or two would be very nice. Give him another top 5, Sergio. He's had 21 top 10s in his career in majors. 11 top
Birdies and a whole bunch of pars again.
He keeps going like this. He'll end up as playing captain in the President's Cup next year.
That's right, yes. Maybe they could save it. They'll have 11 players and then he can play Nicky. Could play for double points. Right, Sergio. Looks to me like he's putting the ball from off the edge of the green. It's going to come up over the fairway grass, up the slope onto the green. Done this once before today and he judged it perfectly. And he's done the same thing again. Beautiful putt.
Very good short game from Sergio. You know, Sergio's showing that he is human. You know, every day we go out and play, we always come back and we always say, oh, if only this part of my game was working this day, because everything else was working great. Right now, Sergio's putting is going okay. His short game is going fantastic. He's got a fantastic scrambling game. If only his ailment with the long and driver irons
Tied 17.
stopped ailing him around the middle of the round. Scrambling, doing work to get his par.
Miguel Angel Jimenez has just finished bogey, birdie, bogey, bogey, birdie to be back in 36 for a 71 in a level par, tied 17th. Good effort from the old boy.
The 16th hole, a par 5, 532, by the previous 5-hole standards. This one is nearly a freebie.
Par 5,
Let's
16th.
go for it, Sergio.
Yeah, the second hole on the course to have a ditch running across it. 290-ish to reach the ditch. Just over 300 to get over it.
Garcia now.
fade. And that tee is up a little bit today, but not enough to tempt him.
That's sitting up nicely.
I guess you could say that the one time you
Well, to get home
compensate
from
for
there.
it, it doesn't quite go as right as you expect.
Defending
Some humor,
champion
Sergio.
Zach Johnson has just finished with the par, home in 37 for a 71. So he's at the moment tied 12th at 1 under, alongside the likes of Matthew Southgate, Andy Sullivan, Emiliano Grillo, Gary Woodland. They're all 1 under. So good defence of his title from Zach. He's played well throughout the week, just fell away a bit at the last. Remarkable goings on the 12th, where Henrik Stenson found the green in 2, had a makeable birdie putt.
Now, Sergio still looks like he's in good shape. He's just hydrating himself. Simply shrugging off that bad drive.
They've got the fairway
Perhaps that's
surrounded.
the attitude we all need to have on this par 5. We know we've got the extra shot, and it's simply the issue of
298
shrugging off the
Sergio
bad shot
to
in
go
our own
298
hands.
lead, both in the rough. It would take a massive hit and a flyer for either.
The lie looks slightly nestled. Sergio looks like he has fairway wood in hand. Now, these TaylorMade woods are pretty good at getting enough height on the ball, so if he has a good chance, I think he can get it nice and soft. Wow, fantastic looking fade. Oh, it's gone in the bunker.
Begging it to avoid the bunker, Jules. I think she's in.
She's in now. Absolutely not the place to be, although it's far enough back from the lip. I think we'll have a shot.
Now, this
But the
is
back nine has
time
lost his
when
teeth.
I do not want you guys
The
to
wind
turn
has
away.
died right away, and there are birdies to be made.
Just open your eyes and see how Sergio handles difficulty. See how he handles frustration. It's just come off of a bogey on the 13th hole. Scratched his way to 2 bars. He was licking his chops at this par
Relies on
5.
yardages. Boys
Only
above
to end
were
up
just
in a bunker
eyeball that.
after 2 shots.
Plenty wood today still, actually, I think.
See how Sergio comes back from this.
Sergio 39 yards.
Let's see how
US.
he does it.
I guess the tendency here, if anything, would be to catch this slightly fat. More than slightly. Well, I thought he'd try and take that a bit cleaner, but it was brilliantly played.
A good clean bunker shot leaves him with
You
a
approve, Master?
slightly downhill putt.
Absolutely. Pretty much what I thought we would. I hope you were talking to me, not Hazy.
No, I was talking to you.
Okay, just checking. No, I thought that was. I thought that was pretty much what he was going to do. Sort of fairly squarish club face. And you know, from that range, when you're hitting it that hard, it's going to generate a bit of grip on it in the second and third bounce.
Took a lot of sand there.
I don't know. I think it was a bit of an optical illusion. I think he really hit it hard, and you're getting down into that wet sand, and it just looks like a big explosion. You'd probably find he was probably only half an inch behind the ball, if that.
So he's on the
Can you
green
get a
at 3.
4 out of it? Come on, Sergio. Give us something to cheer about. Birdie, birdie,
Believe it or
birdie
not, he's
finish.
got a chance for a birdie.
That's what he's thinking.
Sergio has something to play for to get a birdie to jump into a tie with those 3 players that are
Turn
at the
it
moment
around,
5 under.
Sergio. Turn it around.
At 4 under, excuse me. So
Got out
Sergio now.
33. You
This will
got
be
bumpy.
an
You got a
excellent
bogey on the
birdie.
13th. Come on, Sergio, turn it around.
Yes!
Pull right into the...
Up and down out that bunker. Well done, Sergio Garcia. Par-parted.
And you know what? This is something that you just simply don't get if you don't follow the MixMaster golf way of watching golf. You don't quite follow the storyline of how a player deals.
Now you're getting carried away.
With these 18 holes.
Andrew Johnston is the other
How their
surprising player
rises
for
and falls and how
another
they deal with
Englishman who's sort of
how
jumped
they
out
deal
of
with the
nowhere this
frustrations
year.
in their own heads. How they recover from it.
Brilliant win at Valderrama in Spain.
When you're hopping around
Were you
from
down
player
there,
to
Tony,
player,
for
Yes, I
from
was.
putt
I
to
mean, just
drive
vaulted
to
onto
approach
the-
to putt to drive
to the world stage.
to putt to drive to approach
It's all
to
demeanor, the
sand.
way he handles
jet
the public
ski.
and people in his Twitter account.
You
He's
lose
a
all
gem. He's
storyline of what's
a
going on.
man of the
with
people, down to
a
earth, salt of the
particular
earth,
player.
good guy,
And you may lose
and he can play.
the storyline on your particular favorite player.
Camera green, no please, thank you. Green for the camera, thank you.
What's he thinking, Hazy? I think he's thinking birdie, birdie. What's he got to lose?
Well, sure, he's got nothing to lose, but you know, if he can just... He's 2 shots behind 4th place, who's Steve Stricker's on 6 under par. So, you know, so anything can happen to Steve Stricker, but you know, if he can finish with 1 birdie in the last 2 holes, which is possible because the last hole is playing a lot shorter than it has, you know, he can maybe get into 5th place on his own. Or if Stricker drops a shot, he can tie for 4th.
17 playing 221 yards. Difficulty here is the flag's just 7 off the left, wind off the left, and he prefers the fade, Sergio, so it's not an easy flag for him.
And the wind, even though it's not blowing that hard, it's still there, and it's left to right, which is not the favourite wind. So the most important thing is you've got to stay in the present. He's got to think about this shot. He's got to put this shot on the green. Forget about the next hole. Forget about the next putt. Hit this shot on the green.
Pin high right, middle of the green would be a good one for him. Is he going to try and draw this in? Might be, you know. Was too. He's actually holding it against the wind. What a lovely shot.
Sergio showing that passion.
This is the way you love to see Sergio play golf.
Oh man, isn't it?
Huh? Just aggressive, smile on his face. He's enjoying being. Look at him.
Pumped up.
He's loving it. Look at that.
Determined.
Look at that face.
Look at that face, is right. Gorgeous face, Sergio. Love to see it pumped.
There hasn't been a lot of chatter between these two, has there?
No, there hasn't. I don't think.
He knew it was good. He was just hoping for a firm bounce. Maybe he got it 95% pure. Just knew it needed that touch of help. Pretty good though.
Not sure Patrick Reed speaks Spanish.
No, Sergio speaks immaculate English.
6 birdies. Nicholson has yet to drop a shot today. 3 birdies and an eagle. No male Scandinavian player has won a major in history. There have been plenty of females.
Annika.
Stenson
Have there been plenty of females, or just Anika won a whole bunch? No, I think there have been.
Suzanne Pedersen.
Yes. But Anika's won a number on her own.
Katrina Nilsmark. Helen Alfredson. Yeah, I think there are plenty.
You know,
Last two
and their
holes.
sponsorships also, you know, their clauses in their
There's a lot
sponsorships that
weighs on
if
these
they
putts
do
right
this
here.
or that, they finish and they make a little bit of extra money, or sometimes a lot of extra
It's
money.
just a par 3, but
So everybody's playing for something.
it is for birdie.
So Sergio now to get to 5,
Keep
which will
it
put him
enough.
in 5th place on
Trim's
his
long
own.
enough.
And it's got a chance. No, it's going the other way.
Misread. You know, I think it's time for a caddy change. Some very misread putts today, as well as the tendency to leak right, which wasn't caught. I mean, that I would say that cost.
Good solid 3 from Sergio.
It didn't cost more bogeys, but it cost
Stays
birdies.
2 under for the day. That's not bad going. Irritated a few people, but even when things were going against him today, he's been
par 4,
completely calm.
459.
Total control.
One of these scenic signature
Rounded
holes.
out.
You'll see some signature architecture along the
18.
right side, as well as backlining the green.
Final hole. .459 par 4.
I think old Tom Morris used to live back there.
Flag
The
tucked
shed.
over. Sort of halfway up the green,
by
right hand
the
side.
river.
The hole playing far shorter than it has this week so far. A lot easier with the reduced wind this afternoon. Really has turned into a lovely afternoon. So the Open Championship of 216 will be remembered.
Sergio with 3 wood in hand.
Yeah, those are not to be messed with. You get in one of those
459
bunkers.
hole.
You ain't
Choose
getting
to go
home
with
for
3
2,
wood.
that's for sure.
Was that a driver? No, that's 3 wood.
Now Sergio Garcia with a 3-wood off the tee. Doesn't need the distance. He needs to make sure that he puts it on the short grass. That's what's important for Sergio.
290 over the second bunker down the left, but 312 to reach the one down the right. So he wants it on that tall flagpole. Split the fairway, middle to right half is ideal.
That looks good. That looks very good. Just
That lead
exactly
right
where
is
you wanted
very
it, down the
strong.
right
You
half.
can actually
Exactly.
see it's
Oops,
addressed.
it's run into a divot.
Shoot it at the left
So
side.
that's the
but
bunker that Greg Norman hit
Good
it
choice
into
for
in the
3-wood.
playoff when they played there in 1989 and then blew it out of bounds, didn't he? So, anyway,
So we can
Sergio
notice
short. We think
a
it
certain
might have run
particular
into a
action with
divot.
a
Let's hope
long
not.
club. He chose to not use driver. And now we're going to see how he approaches this shot right here for a 459 par 4. I assume he'd probably have
because he very rarely played.
somewhat of a 6-iron on the approach in. And we're going to see how Garcia handles his leak to the right that he's been having all day.
I don't think Sergio's going to be a happy bunny when he sees his lie. I mean,
Oh, is it in a divot?
it's just the nature of the game. Luck of the draw, but he hit a beautiful tee shot, and I think it almost 100% definitely ended in a
that's perfect.
sandy divot.
What are you talking about? That's perfect.
Just got to forget sideways.
Let's see, here he does his pre-shot.
It's a nice angle for his left to right shape on this wind, because he's actually hitting almost slightly away from the right hand greenside bunker. So TV tower, little fade, clean strike, birdie, here we come.
Holmes has dropped the shot, so
he just
birdie,
jinxed
yeah, would put him in a tie for 4th at the moment.
Holmes has dropped 2 shots. He's double bogeyed the 15th.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, sorry. He likes it. A bit left. But that's pin high. And he's got a chance to birdie the hole. And just a pity he listened to Tony Johnson about the line of the shot. If he hadn't, he would have been stone dead.
But he didn't listen about the
What
shape.
wonky
But what a
iron
good
play
shot out of a
coming
sandy
back
divot,
in
I
on
tell
the
you what.
back iron. You know, but I gotta say, this is a back 9 that Sergio has.
He said it's just one of those times. What can you do? Good tee
He's
shot
got
finish
that
in the
bogey on the
sandy divot.
13th. However, he
You've just got to be a
contained
little
it.
cautious.
Had some very, very good short
Maybe
iron
hold the
plays, some
putt.
very good short wedge plays. An extremely good play out of the sand.
Boy, is he going to get some applause as they walk up this fairway.
All of that to contain that round and, you know, just 2 putt his way in for a 36 on the way back in. Oh, wow. What amazing applause. That's got to be a great feeling.
Amazing. It really is very, very special.
Maybe
There's
tour
nothing
prospects
quite
out
like
there. Any of you guys watching, wishing you could be pros. Any of you guys out there wishing you could be in Sergio's steps. Come on now, hat back down.
That is
Got something
yours and
off the finish.
appreciation. Tell you what, sitting in the comms box, the hairs are standing on end on the arms.
Yeah, he's finishing 5th.
That's what
Now,
makes the
really
Open
would
so
feel to
special.
finish with
People
the
are so knowledgeable that it's not
Rain
just
was
about
a
him
long
finishing
time.
here, him finishing 5th. It's what he does for the game,
Sure.
what he's done in the past, all his other achievements, because they understand that, they know about that, and that's what makes it so special.
No, I quite agree. What I meant was they just wait until Nicholson and Stenson come down here. If you thought that was...
Well, I tell you what, if Gary Player walked down there, or Jack Nicklaus, or Tom Watson, they'd get a standing ovation even today.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah.
Nick Felder.
Hey, let's not push it too far.
So, right, this one's got to go a little bit left to right.
This is one of those putts too. You desperately want to make it, but you just don't want to do something silly. You don't want to give it the quick 3-jack, ride it 4 or 5 feet by.
Well, it's a little bit uphill at the end, and generally he likes to die it in the hole, so chances are he's going to leave it short, if anything.
I tell you, I fancy if he 2 putts.
Wrong on all counts. Good putt.
If he 2 putts, I fancy that he's going to finish in the top 4.
Beautiful putt. Home in 36 for a round of 69 at the moment, tied 5th alongside McIlroy and Tyrrell Hatton. It's another outstanding Open from Sergio Garcia, but another one that slips by without seeing his name on the trophy.
I must say, this is a privilege to be sitting here watching all 18 holes played by Sergio Garcia today. An outstanding round of golf. Started off in not the
Finished
best of
18
Done,
holes.
Patrick Reed.
Time for some beer and a hot dog.
A round of 72.
So thank you guys
Side
for
12.
watching. If you guys have
One
watched
under.
this far,
Alongside
now let me know in the comments,
Southgate,
or
Andy
go ahead and send me a
Sullivan.
tweet at MixMaster Golf.
Rio, Gary Woodland.
Let me
and
know.
Zach Johnson.
I go ahead and put my commentary on this just to add it, and also in hopes that it adds a little bit of flavor and a little bit of flavor in custom commentary, so that this commentary doesn't get taken off simply because it's now an educational and informational resource. But if you guys would like perhaps a different version with maybe music in the background, or maybe a more solemn tone, or maybe with just the provided announcers, go ahead and let me know in the comments. And also let me know who your favorite golfers are. I'd always like to know, and if I get a chance, I'll keep an eye out and try and get some footage of them. I hope you guys enjoyed this broadcast, and stay tuned for the next one. Please comment and subscribe. Thumbs up if you liked watching. Thank you.